Hello, this is Shannon of Ebonygeek45, and I could finally do this tutorial for you. Did you know that the average of any number 5 times equals itself? And now that we did the coding that we did, it's going to be super simple for you. And there goes our word, super simple. As you see, we have our basic setup, and we're going to name our project average.cpp. And let's go ahead and start right in on it. Now, we're going to start with our variables, and we're going to do doubles. Okay? And we're simply going to go, and I know that this looked different from what we were doing before. Okay? But just follow along with me. Up until now, we declared our variables going down. So we might have double D1 and then our semicolon, and double D2 and then another semicolon, and double D3 and then another semicolon. But you also have the option to put them in a row like this when you have a series. And that way you're kind of cutting out on the repetitive double, 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 and saving on typing as well. Okay, so as you can see, we have our D1, D2, D3, D4, D5, D6. And so we're going to be working with 6 variables, and they are doubles. I know I said that before, but I just wanted to repeat myself. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to print out a line. Okay, and what it's going to say is I don't know why I keep putting that space in the front, but the average of any number 5 times is itself. Okay, and we're gonna go to the next line here, and then we're gonna end the line. Alright, now we're gonna also do something that we've done before, but not in the way that we've done it before, and you'll see what I'm saying right here. Okay, so we're gonna do our CN because we want to make our prompt, and the way we're gonna do it is D1, D2, D3, D4, D5, and at this point that is all we need. Okay, are you following me? Here we're putting them all in a row. Okay, that kind of cut down on some typing too. And I'm just doing that simply to let you know that it can be done. What we're going to do with our last variable is assign it. Okay, and we're going to do something that we did in our last tutorial, and I just want to get the totals out the way real quick and put a space right there, and then we're going to go with D2, and then we're going to plus that, and then we're going to go with D3, and we're going to plus that too, and then D4, and you know what we're going to do next, and D5. Okay, and we're gonna okay, we want the total, and that's why they're in parentheses, as you should remember from our second to last tutorial. And we want to divide these by 5. And we're going to go ahead and print out our next line, and it's going to be your total is, and remember that space, and then your double quotes, and we don't need to go through what these are because we should already know. Okay, and I want to get rid of that space right there. Okay, now that our code is typed up, I'm going to give you a quick rundown on what it does. Here, we're declaring our variables one after the other in the line. Okay, then this line is going to print out its string. Then, okay, and just so we know which line it is, this line is taking the input from the user and assigning the variables to the values. Okay, so now we have our initialized variables at this point. When we get to this line, what we're saying is we want the total of these 5 numbers, and we already have them assigned to whatever it is that the user put in with his keyboard. Okay, and then once we get the total, then we want to divide that number by 5, and then we want to store the answer in our variable d6. Okay, and this line is printing out the string your total is, and then it's going to take the value that we have in d6, and then it's going to show our results. And at that point, our code is done. And as I said, what it does is it's going to get the average of 5 numbers. Now, we want to see if it's going to work, and hopefully I don't have no errors. So let's go ahead and save it and run it. Okay, so we have our code here, and what we're going to do is put in 5 random numbers, and hopefully we come out with no errors. I'm going to put 12, I'm going to put 55, I'm going to put 99. Like say we're taking scores from a student's last 5 tests. Okay, and then we're going to put 88 because this kid is all over the board, and 33. Okay, and what his average for those 5 tests would be is 57.4. Okay, now that brings us to my question. The answer of any number 5 times is itself, and so let's go ahead and run that theory. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and run our code again. And let's go ahead and go with a number that I've used before and go 22, 22, 22, wait a minute, 22, 22, and 22. And it is 22. And you could put in any number 5 times, the same number 5 times, and it's going to come out to be itself. Okay, and at this point I'm going to go ahead and end this tutorial, and we'll go into it a little bit further and how we can make this code just a little bit more useful in our next tutorial. And for now, I'm going to say good luck and happy coding.